up, what's up, what's up? It is Pride or Die, bitches. How's everybody doing? How are you, Ains? How are you, G? What's happening? What's happening?
Let's go in alphabetical order. Ainsley.
Oh, okay. I see how that is. I'm okay. I'm okay. It was for a short week. It was a really long week, and I'm glad it's over. But it already feels like Monday again, so that kind of sucks.
Mhm.
Woo! Gotta love it, gotta love it. G, are you also caught in the capitalist hellscape we call 2021?
Not yet.
That's good.
Yeah. Someday.
Hey, chat. What's up, Nathan? How you doing?
Oh, hey, friends.
Hey, did you see Nathan, did you see Robo's reaction to your singing? Because he loved it. It was real great. And
I loved it
Jennifer,
too.
what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, it was really cute.
That was so delightful. Like, it was not even meant for me, and I'm like, oh.
It was so wholesome. Thank you so much to everyone that sent videos for that. It was so fun to watch him react to it.
Right.
Yeah, it was a joy. So, we're talking about some cool shit today. We're talking about Shatterstar, which is can I accurately describe that as a mini-series from Tim Seeley? Yeah. It's real good. I've only read issue 1 personally. Tim is great. We're actually going to talk about him in the IFLC live stream directly after this. So it'll start in about an hour and 10 minutes. If you want to come join us over there after this, we're all probably going to be there in some capacity. So that'll be fun. Because Tim's been on that show, IFLC, a few times, and he's a real cool dude. And this story, I've thought, just from issue 1, was really good. I don't know. What did you both think?
So, G, do you want to go first? Because I'm gonna rant a little.
So this is actually my second time reading this. I grabbed it initially because it was like $4 on clearance, which is a steal. And because Ainsley had talked about it so many times, so it was, oh hey, I've heard about that. And like it was just as good the second time as it was the first. This is like the kind of series I wish happened more. Because it helps you get to know a character that like otherwise is sort of hard to get to know because you're having to track down old issues of team ups of like team series, which can be hard to know if like where that character shows up. So this was great. The only bad part is that it ends so soon. Like giving truth to the phrase that comics will break your heart.
Truth. Amen.
Okay, so
Ainsley, engage rant mode. Go.
So here's the thing, like Shatterstar is probably my second favorite comic character of all time. I love him. I am working towards a completionist collection where I intend to own every single comic book he has ever been in, ever. I've got his action figures, like I love this character. And I was so distraught ages and ages ago when they wrote him out of X-Force. And then he gets written back in several iterations later. And I got to be honest, like I feel like I'm taking crazy pills most of the time because I hated Peter David's X-Force or X-Factor Investigations Run, X-Force Volume 3, whatever they called it, I don't even remember at this point. I hated his portrayal of Shatterstar. I hated his presentation of Star and Rick's relationship. Like, I just hated it. He won a GLAAD award for it. It blows my mind. I don't understand it. Anyway, so this miniseries comes along. It's by Tim Seeley, who I was already a fan of. Fantastic writer. He's so funny. Like everything he does is gold. Tim Seeley is one of the reasons why I got into DC Comics, because he wrote the Grayson series, which I ended up reading because it also features Midnighter, and so that was like my gateway drug into DC books. And so anyway, Tim Seeley, fantastic. I read this miniseries, and this was everything that I wanted a Shatterstar story to be. It had action, it had quiet introspection, and he does some serious retconning, but what he does and what he changes and how he changes it, I thought was so smart and so clever and still maintains the integrity of this character's history. Like, I can't say enough about how good this series was, and if Marvel ever just gave him an unlimited Shatterstar run, it would be one of the best decisions they ever made.
Mm-hmm.
So, all that being said, we talked a lot about how great Seeley is. What about the rest of the creative team?
Yeah.
Carlos Villa is one of my I'm sure Robo will tell me that I pronounced that wrong later. The primary artist on this is unbelievable, so good, so gorgeous. Everything is beautiful, and one of my favorite things about this is that there are actually two artists. There's a number of flashback sequences throughout the course of the story that's done by another artist. So it gives it a very different feel. It takes you out of the story and puts you somewhere else. So I thought that having the flashback sequences done by another artist entirely was really clever.
Yep, I'm with that.
The art in this series, I think, is one of the highlights for sure. Because it's one of those things that, like, this is so much better, I think, in comic book format that it could be in any other one because of that split between the main story and the flashbacks. Chef kiss.
That's so great. Next issue podcast, by the way. Hi, how you doing? I'm trying to fix my echo issue. We'll see if I can get that done. Danny, wrong account. Hi there. What's up? Should we get a run through on issue 1? Is that a good place to start?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us how kicks off, Ainsley? Do you want to run through it?
I think the first picture I sent you is, I think, the first image we get.
That's what I was just trying to upload unsuccessfully. Nice.
It just occurred to me that there's an image that that I didn't send you that I'm gonna want to show. So the story starts off with, it's pretty unconventional. Well, actually, no. I think we'll do Glynis's first image, and then I'll launch into the actual story because there's a little twist.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just trying.
I love a little twist.
Let me see what this works. I think this worked last time. So, what is the full screen shortcut? Is it F11?
I have no idea.
Yes, it is. Alrighty. Here we go. Here we go. See? This one. Is this working?
Almost.
You know?
No, that's on. Oh yeah, so I posted it to Twitter, and Tim Seeley saw it and retweeted it, so that was pretty cool. Like, highlight of my day. I have been acknowledged.
So
keep going. Nope. No, keep going all the way back. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. So that was me showing off the fact that I'm wearing my falsies that have the actual rhinestones on the lashes themselves.
They're so cute. Is it this one?
I have no idea where you put Glynis's picture. Nope, that's definitely not it.
That's everything I got this morning.
So here, I happen to have it handy, right. So if you want to embiggen me.
Embiggen. I can do this.
So we open to this beautiful image. It's very, very nice. And then immediately on the next page opens up to this beautiful domestic scene. Because joke's on you, Shatterstar's not a warrior anymore. He has purchased property and is a landlord for time and space displaced refugees.
Woo!
And that is where our story kicks off.
Now, does that make him? Is he still scum if he's a landlord?
No,
Oh, gee.
he is a good landlord.
That like profession choice has aged so poorly.
Why
But
is
like,
this series always so cheap? Yeah.
but when you put it in the context of like the kind of landlord he is, like it's not he's not like, you know, a 25-year-old douchebag who's like, oh, investment properties, and then like fucking paint over roaches. Like he's clearly not that landlord.
No, it starts off with him. So one of his tenants is Carl Snortenthau, aka Pug Smasher.
Whom we have a picture of.
Yes.
At least two, because I love him.
And it starts off with Shatterstar sweeping Carl's poop off of the sidewalk. So
like
definitely a good landlord. He's involved. So I loved that take, this idea that Shatterstar has become accustomed to normal life, to life outside the arena. He gets to be a normal person, and that's something that we haven't really seen portrayed well. So I thought it was fantastic.
And such a like vast change for like for a job to go from like I can't entertainer to like landlord and super, because honestly he seems more like a super to me than a landlord. But yeah, like that's a pretty like abrupt change of skill set.
There we go. There's Carl. I think we're going to see it later in one of the other pictures, but his superhero costume is totally a Batman costume.
I guess if an anti-nationalist terrorist supervillain, if he vouches for Shatterstar despite his being a landlord, I think then he's a good guy.
Yes.
It's not like he's a cop or something.
Yeah, so the scene right after that one, see, totally a Batman costume, where Star is telling Carl that he needs to stop pooping on the sidewalk, that they discussed this already, and that he's not supposed to do that. And
I won't abide by your imperialist.
Yeah. Shatterstar grabs him, picks him up, and I'm going to read this off because, like, if you are only familiar with older Shatterstar, this is going to blow your mind. Picks him up and says, "Come here, little cutie pootie kins. Oh, him so cute. Wait until the Kennel Club sees you. We're going to win best in show. Yes, we are." To embarrass him in front of another dog, a lady dog. Yep. So I first encountered Shatterstar early on in X-Force. Fell right in love with him. So that was mid to late 90s. And this came out in 2018. And if you had asked me at any point between like 1996 and 2018 if I would ever imagine Shatterstar picking up a dog and baby talking him, the answer would be no. But he did, and it worked really, really well.
Truth. All right, the next image I have is the Batman one, and then it goes directly into the hot blue-haired lady dragon, the dude by the hair.
Hot blue-haired lady dragon.
Oh, sorry.
Dragging. No, oh, gotcha. I was like, I don't remember a dragon.
I was like, that sounds way more exciting than what it actually
yeah.
Real quick, a little bit of Shatterstar trivia for you people that is included in this story is that Shatterstar goes to a stage theater production once a week, every week. So that is now something only you real fans will know.
Pretty
So, like,
fucking gay.
that next picture is really just like it's a tiny piece of this like beautiful
Hold up.
2-page layout.
Yes. Paralleling the play that he goes to see this week is what is it? Titus Andronicus.
One of
Yes.
the most depressing things ever created.
And there's this beautiful parallel between what is happening, which is a gang of mercenaries from Mojo World kidnapping Shatterstar's tenants while he is away.
Yep. That
And
insight into why he goes is really fascinating too, right? Like he's like, it's
Yes.
all neat little bows. It's not complicated like reality.
Right.
You don't have to spend ages assuming the wrong thing.
Okay, I hope Ace or some other like Jane Austen nerd is in the chat, because like I like this book, and I hope Tim Seeley hears me say this. I like this book because it does something that Jane Austen does in her first novel, Northanger Abbey, which is like a novel about novels. Like, is writing worth anything? Is entertaining people worth anything? Like, should we invest our time in that? And like, this has a lot of those same themes of questioning like our pastimes, and the value of entertainment, which is like, that's a pretty heavy like subject to question in like 4 or 5 issues. But it's done really well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Shatterstar reminding me of Jane Austen, not something I ever thought would happen.
Yeah, that is a question I should ask both of you. Like, apart from Jane Austen, obviously, what inspiration do you see in this like piece? What do you think he was listening to when he was writing it, and like, what do you think the central themes are? What do you think he was trying to get across?
I could definitely see watching a lot of reality TV while writing this.
Like,
I don't watch. That's a good question. Like,
I don't watch like
him.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians or anything, but like, I'd have to like, if I did, I would have to wonder like how much has kind of like the Schrodinger's cat of like how much has just watching the family changed what would have happened. And I think, especially with a family like the Kardashians, I mean, a fucking lot.
Yeah,
I can tell you exactly what he was watching when he wrote this, because you take one look at Gringrave and you know that he was watching Sailor Moon the whole time he was writing this.
That's true.
True.
I think there's a picture.
Tell me I'm wrong.
In those, there's a group shot that has like her hair.
Yes. Yes, she's got the Dark Lady hair, like when Chibiusa is grown up and she's all evil and she's got. Yep.
If you ever want to do an entire show of me bitching about that arc, I could do it for you.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, and that's even later on. Yep.
Immediately, that's all I could think of. Yeah, Sailor Moon, 100%.
Yep.
Which I'm kind of gonna give to the artist as the credit, because like you did a Sailor Moon but better.
Oh yeah, true.
I wonder whose that was. Like, I wonder if that was an artist decision, or I wonder if that was a Tim Seeley decision.
Yeah, good question. Yep.
Or maybe both. Maybe they both really love Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
You know what? Sailor Moon is awesome. Sailor Moon is really great, and
it is the gold standard for transformation sequence.
Yeah.
Yes. It absolutely set the precedent.
Venus. Sailor.
So wait, just which sailor is your sailor?
Who are the gay ones again? Venus and
no. Uranus and Neptune.
Nice.
No, Sailor Venus is my girl. Always has been. Always will be.
What about you, G?
Jupiter. Something
just gets Jupiter. Right?
For a hot minute when I was a teenager, my email address was like something at sailorjupiter.com.
Nice. Pretty cute. Yeah, just let me know if we get to. If there are any images that you want me to throw up, just describe them to me and I will make that happen.
Cool. So
what happened
let me see here.
Segue. Now remember what we were talking about 20 minutes
Yeah, wouldn't
ago.
that be nice?
Gee, your hair looks great, by the way.
So thank you. Okay, you know what fucks me up? I bleached this morning. Like what, 12 hours ago?
Mhm.
I can already see roots.
Wow.
Isn't
Like,
hair
Meanwhile, my
fascinating?
hair hasn't grown in like 2 years.
It doesn't stop. Although I've noticed as it grows longer, it's getting thinner. So I don't know what to think of that. So where we're at, Richter shows up. Spoilers.
Yes. Well, no. So Shatterstar goes to Richter. He gears up, grabs his old uniform, grabs his swords. We start off the second issue with the Grandmaster.
Oh yeah.
So
There's a
we
picture of the
discover that
Grandmaster at the
he
end of the
is
issue.
he is the cause of all this. He is what started all this.
Should we get one before that?
Hmm?
Oh, pictures.
Oh shit! Sorry. Fuck. Shit.
Rhi, you're killing us today.
You ever touch the wrong button and your life is over? Oh, maybe it's the one
Yeah.
after that.
The one after that?
Oh, I
This
don't
one?
know. Never mind. I don't know where it is.
Ah,
There we go.
this one?
Yeah, I love the end
Yeah.
of this first issue.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Nailed it in 8. Yep. So Shatterstar goes to Richter because they have really awesome teleportation powers when they work together. So Star's actual mutant powers include bioelectrical impulses that he can send through his hands, and later on he develops teleportation powers where he literally cuts an X in reality and goes through it, but it drains him and he has a lot of difficulty with really nailing down where the teleporter takes him unless he has an anchor, and Richter is his anchor. So he goes to Rick and tells him what happened and asks him for help.
Hell yeah.
And so throughout this, we start getting glimpses of Shatterstar's past. Now, if you read the original X-Force series, we learn that Shatterstar comes from 100 years in the future on Mojo World. It's terrible. Everything sucks. And his entire life has been spent in the gladiatorial arenas. His entire life has been nothing but fighting. He doesn't understand emotions. He doesn't understand empathy, human connections. He doesn't get any of it until Rick, who starts showing him, who teaches him, who sits him down in front of a television and has him watch sitcoms to start understanding society and idioms. He was always getting these phrases wrong. And what Tim Seeley does here is when we get these flashbacks, we see that Shatterstar and Gringrave, who is the woman who stole all of his tenants and is after him, they were lovers. And so you read this and you go like, wait, what? But Star was never with anyone. He didn't understand this. Like, he didn't have romantic feelings.
And they were roommates.
Also just love, by the way, her saying,
But as
"May
it
you rest in eternal syndication." There's so much about Tim Seeley's writing that is just like, it is very clear that he understands this character and this character's history way better than I do.
Tim Seeley always understands the assignment.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Nicely said. Yeah.
But yeah, so we get these glimpses of this relationship that Star had with this woman, and it doesn't match up with his existing history yet. But as it goes, we're going to learn more about how things went and how they ended and how Shatterstar ended up the way he is. And it makes beautiful sense. It fits in with the character without breaking continuity. It's fantastic, and I love it.
It rhymes. It's like poetry.
Yes.
Is this
So
information?
so they track down the bad guys and they kick the shit out of the bad guys, but the bad guys get away with the tenants.
This picture for me seems to be a theme in their relationship.
Rhi, there are two pictures that I sent earlier that happen right before this scene, and I can show them on my book if I need to. But there's
nope.
That one? Not that one? Not that one?
Nope.
Not that one? Not that one?
Nope.
Not that one? All right. Let me put your let me put your screen up.
Okay.
And begin.
Okay, so we need me to. Okay. So we end one of the pages with this panel right here.
Nice.
And it's Grave talking to him, and so they just got done doing it, and she starts yelling at him, and she says, "Don't you ever get attached to someone, not with feelings, never beyond the physical. Don't give them anything they can turn against you, nothing they can use to hurt you, never love anything." And then you turn the page, and the next panel that you see is this.
Yeah.
And so Tim Seeley does a lot of that, where he has this great juxtaposition between like the really bad things in Shatterstar's past that he dealt with, and then it flips to current times and how everything is different. And it's just like that, like never love anything, and you flip the next panel and it's him kissing the only person that he loves. Which really did it
illustration
for me.
And not letting your past just like define your future.
That I'm so sorry, G. That was the cutest reaction. Like, look at this panel, and G just like, yeah.
What did I do?
Just when we saw the kiss, you being like, yeah, like the cutest shit.
Yes.
You're welcome.
But then
it's very satisfying.
Yeah, but then Rick has this moment where he's like, whatever happened between us, whatever is going on, we can worry about this later, but you need me and I'm here for you. And Shatterstar is like, well, no, and cuts open a portal and kicks him through it. And that's when Rick drops to his knees and is screaming, the clouds, Ben! So that was just really funny, and I like that a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Star is now on the planet where his tenants have been taken, which is, by the way, Horus 4, and begins his search for them, and that takes us to issue 3.
And that's where we have the tied up pug.
Yes, because he's talkative and preachy.
Yeah.
As I imagine a pug would be if they spoke English.
I think that Carl. I think that he would get along really well with Saberhagen from Sabrina. They have very like similar vibes,
matching energy. Yeah.
In fact, you know what? Headcanon, they definitely cross paths.
I bet you they fucking did. It would make perfect sense for them too. Yeah, I love that. Yep, I love that theory. That's great. Did you have anything to say on? So we're up to issue 3. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Did you have anything to say on issue 2 before we start on what happens next?
Go ahead.
Woo! Go, Ainsley. Keep telling us a story.
So issue 3 opens up with the kidnapped tenants, who we learn are going to be forced into the arena to fight for their lives. One of them, like I said, Shatterstar opened up this building for people who have been displaced from their original dimension or reality or time. Everyone in his building is like him. They're refugees in this world with nowhere else to go and no family. And so he brings them to him so that they can all, be with each other and support each other. And everyone has a place. So, like I said, really, really awesome. I really love this idea for this character. But one of them, it's like one of these things is not like the other. One of his refugees, her name is Tina Cook, and she comes from an Earth where there are no superheroes, there are no powers. The laws of physics are strict and unyielding. Everything is normal. She comes from our world, essentially. And what happened is a rift opened up, and Shatterstar came through, and she followed him because she wanted more than what her boring, banal world had to offer. And so she's constantly asking him to tell her stories. When you meet her in issue 1, Shatterstar is actually trying to sneak down the hall, but she hears him anyway and throws the door open. And she's like, I just read about Galactus. Did you ever meet him? He has a purple helmet. And so she's just enamored of everything.
By the way, I'm reading this and I'm like, this is just Judah. Like, this person is just Judah. Like, that's all I see. And
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, same, like I would probably also fangirl if I knew. Oh, yeah, like what she was.
I mean, it feels like an audience insert.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, she's a stand-in for all of us, which is great. I think that's clever. I really like that. But so Tina breaks free and tries to run for it, and she runs right into the Grandmaster.
Naturally.
Yeah. But he offers her a trade and tells her, if you will tell me about this weird-ass world of yours that has no powers, I'll answer any question you want. And she's like, really? And he says, well, of course, I'm a man of my word. And her question is, where's Shatterstar? And I'm just like, yeah, these people all love each other. They all care about each other. They are a family. And that's so nice to see. I really enjoyed that.
Family.
This is such an unexpectedly wholesome read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is nice for Shatterstar. You deserve nice things.
I didn't send this picture earlier, but I want to show it. So Shatterstar dons a disguise since he is trying to sneak through around this planet without being recognized, and his face is everywhere because the Grandmaster is running the Shatterstar show. So he gets a disguise, and we totally get him with this dude and these chicks like all over him, and it's just like,
it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Wait, can we see that again? One more time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What song is playing when that scene happens in the MCU?
Something by Kylie Minogue, I think.
I'm spinning around, move out of my way. That one? I love that one. That's my favorite.
It could be that one.
Nice.
Yeah. By the way, we get another flashback sequence where Gringrave is trying to convince Shatterstar to kill his would-be wife, who he's never met. And he calls her on it. And it's like, are you serious? Are you getting jealous? You're breaking your own rules. And this is where we begin to see the Shatterstar that we know, because he's repressing. He's blocking himself off. And yeah, he comments to her, you've forgotten your own lessons, mentor. One mate is as good as another. Mojo treats us as meat because that's what we are. We have no feelings, no attachments, no love. So the idea that
just like a Jedi,
Shatterstar had lovers in the past and had this capacity in the past, but had to kill that part of him off. Just adds so much depth to this character, as opposed to his original origin story where he just never had it at all and didn't understand it at all. And God, it makes him so sad.
Yeah, I like that shit.
Yeah.
Give me all the sad
Oh, me
shit.
too. I eat it up.
I was saying that about Constantine recently. I was like, why are all my favorite characters the saddest bitches? There's something about them, hey.
Oh
Really
yeah.
compelling.
Oh yeah. We love to torture our characters. It's the best. It's the best. Growth through adversity.
That's it.
It makes for the best character development. Because if your character doesn't suffer, they don't grow. But anyway, so the story continues, and
artists too.
yeah, the Grandmaster is a piece of shit because of course he is, and he offers Tina a chance to be a superhero. Says, "Hey, I'll tell you what. If you want to save the rest of your apartment mates, I'll give you superpowers and you go to the arena." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do it if it'll save them." And she does, and she dies.
R.I.P.
Because of course she does.
Mm-hmm.
Because any of us would.
Yeah,
and it's actually it's a short moment, but it's a poignant moment where her opponent tells her, powers aren't the same thing as skill. Like, you can have powers, but you don't know how to use them, and that's why you lost. And then he killed her. And then Shatterstar shows up. And we get another really short and poignant moment where here's the guy who just killed one of his tenants. And so in any sort of typical superhero story, he would get vengeance and he'd kill the guy. But instead, what he does is he hands off Carl, who he rescued from being eaten, and says, "Get him out of here. This isn't his fight." And the Gladiator says, "Brother, you got it," and does, and he goes. And there's no animosity because this is like, none of this is done out of malice. It's done out of self-preservation, and it's this really great shared moment where you realize that like these people aren't bad people. They just, it's fight or die. And so he takes Carl and he runs.
Guy, not a bad guy.
Yes. Rhi, there are a couple of pictures. Hold on, is it in this issue? No, it's in the next one. Okay. But yeah, so he shows up, and it's about to lead into kind of the climax of the story. And issue 4 starts off early on with one of my favorite panels in any comic ever, and absolutely my favorite part of this entire miniseries. Rhi, I don't know if you can find that, where in our chat where I pointed out that it's my favorite part of the miniseries. There's 2 pictures. Like, are you able to find those at all?
Do like search and conversation and then favorite. Word.
Stuff. Maybe.
Please hold. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be
okay. Yeah, because I really want this to show up on the screen because my god, it's such a great moment.
I'm guarantee this was not in his mind because it wasn't out yet. But maybe Chuck Tingle read this Shatterstar when he was writing Harriet Porber, because the narrative about like I don't have to be the way I'm written is very similar to Snape, the bad boy
Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not good at dinosaur names. I don't enunciate. But yeah, but like, okay, I know Chuck Tingle's like, haha, funny joke, but like legit go buy the Harriet Porber books because like they're actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's a really similar, like I don't have to be who I was cast as being, which I think is a very important lesson for every human, because you've definitely been cast in your life, but you don't have to be that person.
Yes.
Continue.
Okay.
I like that. Nicely said.
Hang on. Now I'm scrolling back to make sure that I do this in the right order for you. Yeah, so there's this first image, which is, if you can't see, Shatterstar is standing in the middle of the gladiator field, and he points his sword upwards, and he says, "Blue man in the podium, who are you?" And Grandmaster replies, "I'm Grandmaster. I am God here." And then Rhi, if you can do the next picture.
Other
Maybe?
way. Other way.
Shit.
That
Yeah! He says, "So
I
said
don't know
Mojo
how to
5.
do left and right here.
Yeah. "So say all who sit in the podium seats, safe behind the glass." And Grandmaster starts in with, "I am no Mojo. I am the ultimate power over." And Shatterstar interrupts and says, "I don't care. Please do as gods do and be silent." Oh my god! When I read that, it fucking bowled me over. I have never seen such audacity from this character before in my life. Just, I don't care.
Character
Be
developed
silent.
badly.
Like, seriously, like, I love Tim Seeley. He's a phenomenal writer. That little bit might be the best thing that he ever wrote in his career, in his life. Oh my god! It just absolutely demolished him. I can't believe that we have a whole nother issue and like 3/4 after that, because you just fucking killed the Grandmaster right there, demolished him, obliterated him.
Even the
in
Grandmaster is
2-word
like,
bubbles.
I see you.
Yeah, and the Grandmaster shuts the fuck up. Oh my god, it absolutely slayed me. The best thing I've ever seen. Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, bar none.
I'm sorry that we have to rush it today because we've got Live from the Apocalypse in half an hour, but
Oh wow, already? Oh geez. Yep.
Yes, but we have 15 minutes left to discuss. What would you like to talk about in that 15 minutes?
And to be fair, like, most of the rest of the story is just Shatterstar fighting, us discovering that Gringrave is a dirty liar.
By the way.
Oh yeah, gorgeous fight scenes.
Top shelf.
Yeah, but Gringrave is a hideous fibber who set Shatterstar up to kill the members of the Cadre Alliance who were coming to recruit him to free Mojo World, which is when he leaves. And he cuts it off, he leaves her. We discover that the reason that she's doing all this is because she did indeed break her rules, and she fell in love with him, and he left her, and it hurt her. So she was doing all this to get him back. And when she admits this, there's this great moment, like she kicks the shit out of him. She admits it, tells him that that's what happened, and he embraces her. He hugs her and throws himself backwards onto his own sword and kills her. Because Shatterstar is such a highly trained warrior, and he knows exactly where all of his vital organs are. He missed every single one of them and murdered the shit out of this woman right on top of him. It's freaking brutal. It's really cool. Here's actually the
Pretty sure he rolled a nat 20.
Oh yeah. So yeah, G was not kidding when they said beautiful violence, because like it's so nice to look at, which is not something that like you normally say about blood and guts and gore. But it is.
What do you mean?
It's visually appealing, and visually appealing does not necessarily mean that it's attractive or that like it's supposed to make you feel good, but it's visually appealing. It's very nicely done. And then yeah, so he kills Gringrave and he turns on the Grandmaster and tells him, I won, this is over, I'm taking my friends and we're going, and Grandmaster blows him up. Which was a really interesting way to end the issue. Not something that I expected. Oh yeah, but no, I mean like blows him up, like Shatterstar bits everywhere.
Well, how's he gonna get out of this one?
Yeah, but what he really does is just basically de-atomizes Shatterstar and reassembles him to prove his point that he's in control and he's the one in power and blah 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 and all that good stuff.
To be fair, that is quite a power move.
I mean, yeah, it really is. And I had
like if you were trying to get your kid to clean their room and they didn't want to, and you're like, "Oh, cool, I'll just break you down to your atoms." I would probably clean my room.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We do get this really awesome scene where the Grandmaster creates. I don't know if they're like constructs, I guess, because they're not illusions. Because Shatterstar definitely kills the shit out of them. But all these different iterations of Shatterstar in like all of his old costumes. So that was really cool. But then, Rhi, I don't know if you can find it. The last image that I sent you.
I bet
hopefully,
you
it should be the very last image in your entire batch. Oh,
I bet you it is.
So, yeah, Shatterstar is so fucking smart and so clever and such a great strategist, and we never get to see that. But he creates.
I think people just think of him as big, dumb, and strong, and like that's not true. Like to be as good as he is, he has to be very, very smart.
Oh yes. So we this last image here is really fucking great. So the Grandmaster is posturing over him, and Shatterstar tells him, "Okay, you win. I'll stay and I'll fight and I'll give you whatever you want if you let my tenants go." And so Grandmaster lets his tenants go, and then Shatterstar, pulling the same thing that he pulled on Rick, as a matter of fact, is like, "Well, no," and cuts open the portal again and sends them both tumbling through. And Grandmaster is like, "Look here, you little shit. Like, I don't know what you think you're doing, but whatever it is, like, this was dumb because it's not going to work." And in the middle of this, Shatterstar just stabs him. And he looks down and he's like, "Oh," because he's got blood gushing out. Because Shatterstar sent them to Tina's Earth, the one with the strict, unyielding laws of physics that don't allow for superpowers. So Grandmaster has no abilities.
That's such a good punishment. That's such a good punishment.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And it was really the only move that he had to get the upper hand on someone who is practically omnipotent. And so I don't know if you can read this, but Grandmaster's talking and said, "I was bored. Immortality was a curse in its way. After millions of years, there were no challenges left. Every contest the same. No gamble meant anything because I always knew the outcome. But now, you are weak, yes? Your portal will close in seconds. How will I get my power back? How will I recover? How could I possibly win at this?" And Shatterstar just replies with, "You can't," and kicks him off the fucking bridge. And again, I was like screaming because he's just, oh my God, like,
so dope.
It's just, yes, these are like the greatest snappy comebacks, like straight to the point, razor sharp. I challenge anyone to find me better dialogue than like those two scenes in particular. Any better back and forth between the hero and the antagonist. Find me something better than either of those two. I dare you. You can't. They're just the best. So yeah. So Shatterstar literally fucking kills Grandmaster, jumps back through his portal right before it closes, but now he is drifting through the cosmos. And another portal opens up. And Richter's hand reaches through. And Star manages to grab hold of it. And Richter pulls him back to 616. And there's a comment made where Star is asking, "How did you find me?" And yeah, that's strict parenting. And Richter says, "Oh, that was easy. All I had to do was expand my consciousness across the entire universe because
like you do.
Because we exist on the same wavelength, and I can always feel you." And
yeah, that's romantic as shit.
Just everything, like you don't understand. I have been shipping these characters since like 1997.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it was like 18 years. They
Wow.
danced around the two of them until X-Force or X-Factor Investigations, whatever it was, I don't remember, number 52, or I think, don't quote me on that, where we had their first kiss finally. Like, I love these two. Richter and Shatterstar are my number one Marvel couple.
Yes.
Like,
Cute.
bar none. So for that little bit to be thrown in there that they are connected on the same freaking wavelength is just like, my heart exploded. It was wonderful, and I loved it. And it was like the best ending to this was just that little heartfelt moment. And then, you know, we have the come down where everyone's back at the apartment and happy, and they're having a cookout and everything, you know, all's well that ends well. And so yeah, I loved it. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, whatever you want to rate it. Perfect miniseries.
Yeah. Nice. What about you, G? What would you rate it?
Oh, dude, this is like, there's literally no reason to not read this series.
Yep. 100%.
Like, it's a character you should know more about. It's gay. And like, it's heckin' short. It's probably super cheap. Like, go get it.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on
worth
this.
your time and money. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I only read issue 1, as I said at the beginning, but it was a really fun issue 1, and I only stopped because I got distracted by something else. It wasn't like I wasn't enjoying it. The art is out of this world, as both of these two have said. Like, it really conveys the action and the, like, not even gore. Like, I want to say it's more stylized. It's kind of John Wick vibes, where like, it's not focused around. It's focused around the impact more so than like the blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's like John Wick, not like Friday the 13th or something.
Exactly that.
It's autistic.
Artistic, darling. It's wonderful. It was very nice to look at. The writing is always, like, who said it? Tim Seeley always understands the assignment. Truly.
Yes. Always.
He has this really
Without
in-depth understanding, of the characters, and that makes his writing excellent because, like you said, the dialogue just flows, the motivations make sense, the plot makes sense because he's not making them do wildly out of character bullshit like some writers do.
He remembers their past. He knows what these characters went through before. He knows their origins. He knows their details. Like, so refreshing.
Yes. Very, very nice. You feel like you're in safe hands whenever you read a Tim Seeley series, so that's nice. I'm just reading the comments in the chat. Polly says there's a kitty jumping around behind G. Is that Lily? I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I didn't see it either.
She was in and out a few times. She really
cute.
needs someone to play with her, apparently.
That's sweet. That's so lovely. We're gonna wrap it up. G, did you have any final thoughts? Holy shit, amazing. No wonder I didn't see her. She's zooming.
What
a cutie.
I noticed her, so she had to run.
Do you have anything you'd like
Just
to
like a cat.
promote or say before we wrap up?
No.
Okay. What about
Sorry,
you,
I'm
Ain?
incredibly distracted.
No, that's I understand.
So, like I said, Tim Seeley also wrote the Grayson series along with Tom King, if I remember correctly. That was fantastic. So if you haven't read that, I know it's a DC book. God, I can't stop talking about DC. That's so crazy. Like, literally 2 years ago, you could not pay me to touch a DC property. And now I'm like plugging it every single episode, even when we're not talking about DC stuff. But it was absolutely fantastic. It was so funny. It had Midnighter in it. You can't go wrong. If you don't read Tim Seeley's Grayson series, then you will never know what Nightwing's butt cheeks are nicknamed. They have canonical nicknames. So if you want to know,
the only one who gave them nicknames.
If you want to know what Nightwing's butt cheeks are called, you better read Grayson. Also,
Ainsley.
Tim Seeley is penning the upcoming Robins series, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be fantastic. Definitely, you're going to want to grab it and read it.
Ainsley, what are your butt
Will do.
cheeks called?
Oh, that's a secret. I'll have to put that in a comic and plug that later.
Shit. Nice. Yeah, you got to
yeah.
monetize that if you're going to reveal that. I get it.
I mean, yeah, we are in fact all about butt stuff here, so
It's true. I don't know what game.
It's on brand.
How did you know that? All right. So I'm gonna literally head directly from this into IFLC's live stream. So head over, just search "I freaking love comics." That is "I freaking love comics" on YouTube. We go by IFLC exclamation mark. We're gonna have a live stream. There's gonna be Judah, Robo, me, Miracle Man, potentially some other guests that I have forgotten off the top of my head. And it's going to be real fun. We're going to talk about the news of the week. We're going to talk about what we're reading this week. Hopefully, we'll be filled with our amazing mods in the chat. And
we'll
have some fun.
While I am playing Bioshock. So.
Woo! Where are you up to?
Where am I up to? Let me hold on. That's what I was doing before.
I don't know if you know, but I like Bioshock.
I love Bioshock. I've got a friend of mine who is playing it right now, and I don't know how she manages to do this, but she keeps like pissing off the big daddies, and they kill her, and she respawns in the Vita chambers, and they are still trying to kill her, even though it's supposed to reset everything. We don't know how this keeps happening to her.
Dude, that keeps happening to me too. Not with the big daddies, but like whatever killed me is like waiting for me. Maybe is she on Switch? Maybe it's a Switch thing.
I don't know.
I have to kill Silas Cobb right now.
Oh wow! Have you already
killing those like 3 dudes to complete the painting? For Sander. Yeah.
Nice. Oh my god, that's such a fun. There's so much fun ahead. I'm so excited.
It's a great game. Great game.
Yeah, it's really good.
Definitely.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, go stream so I can watch that while I play Bioshock.
Yes. All right. Thanks everyone for being in the chat and hanging out, and we love you all so much. Pro tip: try butt stuff safely with lube, and wash your hands, get vaccinated, wear a mask, and we'll see you soon.